again, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of the top 50 games from 2025 of all time. These are the 10 best games that have objectively and subjectively ever existed in the universe of board gaming. No, I'm just kidding. Before we begin, I want to make a statement. Something I don't get to say very often, but I will do now. I might have been known amongst the group as the jokester, the guy that's like always chilling out. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, a huge thank you to my two co-hosts for bearing with me for everything we have done, everything we have achieved. I know I might be a bit of a sometimes, and thank you for bearing with me with your incredible patience.
Thank you for all your good work, sir.
And now that that's out of the way, let's talk business. Are you guys ready? Are you excited for the top 10 games?
Yeah. You went with an emotional start and then you go directly back to the joke stuff.
I'm
But
back,
it's good.
back
It's
to
good.
Nick.
It's good.
All right. Top 10 games of all time. I will start with the Cult of the New. Oh, before we start, sorry. We have to mention that we have been counting our crossovers
Yes.
because we made a bet at the beginning of the first episode. You go and watch that. Me and Ulrik currently have 6 crossovers, and we both guessed that we would have 11. Me and Ayub currently have 5 crossovers, and I guessed we would have 14, and you guessed we will have 12.
Exactly.
And then Ayub and Ulrik currently have 6 crossover, and they guessed, Ulrik guessed 17?
Oh, 15.
15, and Ayub guessed 17. So that's probably gone out of the way. Hopefully.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You never
We'll
know, you
see.
never know.
We'll
Ayub,
see.
Ayub likes some good games.
We never know.
You too.
So, with all that out of the way, go watch our previous videos. If you haven't, you can no longer say what our favorite game is because you are on the video of the game. And my first game, as I already kind of mentioned, is a new release. Is a 2025 game that I was unaware about before Essen, although it is not an Essen game. I've played it 12 times so far. I'm like 75% to completion. And it is Dragon Eclipse. This game is awesome. This is Nick the board game. No, I'm just kidding. This game have you become a tamer, capturing different mistlings and having them fight for you in different adventures. It is a narrative style campaign where the battles are snappy, quick, and the battle kind of reminds me a little bit of another game that I love, which I should probably not mention because it might be further down the list. I really, really love it. We've played around 75% of the campaign, a 2-player. It is so nice and something that you don't usually see in narrative games. The story is good. That is a big surprise. I don't usually care for the story to be good. If there is a story and it's coherent, it's enough for me. But having a good story, it's actually a very nice surprise. I was really surprised by this game. I know the rating is probably very high, but that's how I feel. New Kickstarter GameFound campaign on the way already, so very, very impressed by this game.
And the rating is also very high in BGG. So,
Yes. And also something about you two.
uh-huh.
The game is on Board Game Arena.
Oh.
You can try the PvP mode.
Mm.
Oh,
If
that's
you want to
nice.
have a go at it. I tried it. It's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be good to show you the combat of the thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, ever since you got this game and I heard about the new Kickstarter for the next, standalone expansion, right?
Mm.
It sounds interesting and I really want to try it, but this is another one where Nick is already woof, and I'm like, okay, we'll see.
Fully resettable.
Yeah.
So we can try.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All
Maybe we
right.
should practice a bit before we
But it's
ta-
co-op,
co-op.
though.
take on the Nick.
Co-op,
yeah, it's
co-op,
co-op,
co-op.
so at least that's
Yeah, but
something.
I want to at least understand what I'm doing before Nick tells me what to do in a co-op, right?
It's fine.
All right. My number 10 is a game that I played since my high school days. Of course, it's still here. It's an amazing card game, and it is Race for the Galaxy.
Oh, sorry. What was it last year? Do you remember?
One more time. It was, I think I wrote it down here, it was 10.
Okay, cool.
So it actually stayed at the exact same spot. Although other things in the top 10 moved around. So you could say it both went up and down in that sense. Yeah, I think it will always have a special place in my heart. Really snappy. Once again, cards that are like multi-use, in that sense that, you play them, but you're also paying with them. That is always, I want this, should I go for this, should I go for that? And then the whole action selection system of, I want this to happen this round. I think Nick want that to happen, so I don't need to pick it because then I will do it because he made it happen. Really cool. And then with all of that, in 20 minutes, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, depending on how much people played it. Really amazing. My number 10, Race for the Galaxy. Thomas Lehman, amazing job.
Cool. My number 10 is my highest co-op game. And it is very high on many people's co-op lists, and it is Spirit Island. Yeah, this game, man. It always takes a little bit too long between my plays of it, so it's a little bit clunky to get going. How was this rule and stuff? But it's very, very cool. Always call it's the reverse part of Catan. So we're not settling a place, we are
Defending
the
against the
nature
settlers.
spirits that are inhabiting this island, and some evil invaders are coming. And what makes this game shine is that the spirits are very asymmetrical and extremely thematic, if you ask me. Because if you're playing the vital strength of the earth, then you can almost play no cards in the beginning and you're not really doing anything. But once you get rolling in the later game, he's so strong because the earth is rumbling. And if you play something that has a fire theme, then you're always destroying, but maybe you're burning out in the end. Or I had a spirit called the Ocean's Hungry Grasp, and they can only come from the sea and then grab the invaders, and then it went back with the presence, so your presence could only be on the outside of the island. Like, all of the spirits, like, when I read them mechanically, like, okay, then I do this weird thing. It's because it's a flock of birds, and they can be all over, and yeah, and it deals with the alpha player problem by you having very complex cards in your hands and special powers on your board. It's like, Nick, I don't know what you can do. Can you do something about these people over here? He says yes, he can, and okay, fine. So at least I cannot, even if I know which card you have, I cannot alpha game. And there's this timing thing where you play the cards simultaneously, and then first you activate all the fast powers, then the evil people do something, or the invaders, and then you do the slow powers. And it's obviously made so that the slower powers are more powerful, but they come after the invaders build their stuff, and yeah.
Such a nice decision space also with that. I want to do this, but it's slow. Maybe we'll lose even before we get to that, right? I only got to try it once with Ulrik, so I just got a little bit of like taste of the Spirit Island world, something I wanted to try for a long time. I want to try it more.
Yeah, I also want to try it more. Number 1 solo game of the year, 3 years in a row. Definitely something that I am willing to dive into. Okie doke. Next game is from 2021. It is a new to me game. It is my 3rd most played game of the year with 35 plays, and it is Midara. Unintentional Malum Act 1, the full title. Midara is another huge narrative campaign game. Actually, Dragon Clip is not a huge game. This is a huge game. This is like 90 hours of gameplay. We did it in 86 hours, I think. Yeah, just not much to say. I think you both saw me how I was in the summer when my friend came over and we played this. We never let it leave the table. It was always set up. It is a huge investment. Is it worth it? Depending on what your tastes are. For me, 100% worth it. It was a bit clunky with all the little things and the exceptions and stuff like that. But when you actually got to the meat and the grit of the game and the combat system and everything, it was awesome. It is an experience, and the reason it is so high is because I loved that experience more than anything. Sitting down with my buddy that I haven't seen in a while, doing what we used to do when we were younger, just awesome. Amazing game, amazing experience. Will I play it again? Maybe in 10 years, who knows? But for now, my number 9 is Midara.
Yeah, Nick also wrote a very cool post on BGG that a lot of people read and commented on, so you should also go check that out.
Yes.
Maybe we can make a link down in the description and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, sounds cool.
And I wonder how many people ever did this with any campaign game where you just went like, well, we have a summer break. Let's just play this for 10 games, 10 days straight. 86 hours in 10 days. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was graciously allowed into the house for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because somebody had a birthday and I had to just come and say hi.
Stupid birthday interrupting my Midara gameplay.
His own birthday.
I was almost feeling like Nick was like, "Come on, shoo. I have to get going."
Yeah. It's like, yeah, and even your friend, you're like, but I mean, he's like, yeah, I should also watch some of the city, mostly so I can tell people, you know, we took some pictures. He also wanted to play with you.
Yeah,
so
very
good
cool.
job, both of you. Great job. All right, my next pick is probably the closest to what it might feel like to have like a lifestyle game to you, which means it's just something that I played throughout my life a lot. It was never in my top 10 before now. It rose a lot. And I think both the new edition and me playing it again a lot more made Robo Rally reach my top. Oh wait,
Whoops.
no,
Just keep talking.
yeah. No, that's right. I just I skipped something.
Okay.
Minos. I looked a little bit too far ahead on my paper. You didn't hear anything yet. Minos. We already talked a little bit about it. The maybe best dice drafting game I ever tried. Maybe not, but an amazing dice drafting game. It dropped 3 spots, so it was 6 before. Mostly because I didn't really play it this year, and I haven't tried the expansion yet, and I'm hoping for a lot of stuff. But just the pure knowledge of me remembering how much I enjoy playing it and still wanting to play it more really, really, really keeps it there. So yeah, dice drafting, and I think the best thing about this dice drafting is you get a bonus once you place your die. But depending on the value of the die, if a lower die comes in, it will push the dice to the slide them to the side. So you might really want a specific bonus, but then you need to go there with a lower die so you won't get pushed to the side. But then you will also activate later because you activate the higher dice first.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And you also don't get the bonus from the tracks.
Exactly.
Which you get if you place.
Exactly.
This is an insane dice draft.
So
system.
many opposite directions you want to go with that.
You need like a combined value of 10 or something of the color 9 to then go up. Yes.
Unless you have my faction.
Which require less.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also this game is by a stretch maybe responsible for us sitting here today.
It is.
Very, very true. Cool story. We have told it somewhere. Go and find
it. Yeah.
I'm assuming podcast episodes.
Yeah. The first game we all played together. All right.
Yeah. Over to me.
Number 9. I wonder what it is.
Number 9 is a crossover with another Lacerda fan. I would say.
Yep.
This is my highest Lacerda. As I mentioned somewhere, I'm on a bit of a mission. I want to try and play all of his games. That is quite a mission.
Yeah.
Because all of them are long and big. But maybe me and Ayub will play one soon.
Yeah.
But this one
about that. I'll tell you afterwards.
You can't lift out.
No. I told him about it today.
Yeah, this one, man. The action selection where you're placing your guy and you do the order from top to bottom. You're building cars in an electric car factory, and you have this pesky manager that keeps busting your balls. So there's like this automa worker that always goes around, and you actually start at 10, 15 points or something. And whenever the manager comes to a different department and she checks, have you worked enough in this department? No, he hasn't. So he loses some points. So you can there is actually player elimination in a 3-hour Euro game. I haven't seen it happen, but you can actually, if you go below 0, you die. Everything about this game is very cool.
You have to use that voice every time. No, he hasn't. And then you lose points.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about the game is the meetings where every time a certain amount of rounds have happened, you get to this meeting place where everybody has a hand of X number of cards, I don't remember, and then everybody can play a card into this meeting area, which then everybody can score. But you have to use these tokens that you earn through the game to actually score it. So I know I'm going for these things. Is Ayub also high on that? I'm thinking through the game, and then when we get to the meeting phase, then I play it out, and yeah, that whole thing is pretty insane. And then it has 2 different time trackers that tracks when the game ends, depending on what the players do. And this is something that I like the feeling of the players being in charge of how long the game is, even though behind it there's some math that probably guarantees it is X amount of rounds, but it just feels more alive than 8 rounds.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, it is a good game. I've only played it once, so it cannot legally appear. My lawyers are not allowing me to put them on the list. But it is, I think, after On Mars, it's probably my favorite Lacerda game.
Okay, cool.
So, my number 8 game dropped 3 spots from last year. I played it 8 times total this year, and it came out in 2021. It's an inferior version of a great game, and the game is Ark Nova. It is a crossover with this gentleman over here from a previous episode. Ark Nova is just Terraforming Mars wannabe. It is probably shouldn't say like that. I mean it in a good way,
shouldn't.
not in a bad way. It's just that my tone is yeah.
One is rising
Yeah.
in BGG and one
Yeah.
is falling.
Exactly, because one is older and the other is newer, and people like newer, shinier games with Ultra 3D editions coming out. This one, the one thing that I like a lot about this game that Terraform Mars does not have is the action selection. The action selection with the 5 different cards, especially once you get the expansion that you get to draft the advanced ones in the beginning, is super, super cool. Everything else is okay. It's not something... Yeah, you collect animals, you put them in and stuff. This is very cool, super, super awesome, and I think it does it a little bit worse than Terraform Mars. But the action selection is really where this game really shines for me. This system, I think that it's been underutilized by other designers. I'm pretty sure there are many other games that use it, but this just does it so well that it makes me want to, so good. How did you come up with it? And I really, really love the game for it. It's awesome. My number 8.
Great, great, great pick. Love the game. All right. I already accidentally spoiled it a little bit before, so we can see the picture. My number 8 is Robo Rally. Man, I had a blast with this. And this new version where I have like a bunch of maps and a bunch of different upgrade cards and all of that stuff really, really makes the game. If you don't know what it is, everybody has a robot. They need to go to point A, B, C, and whatever, depending. You can change it. So one game it can be 2 if you want a shorter game or more. And then you're programming. And unlike the older version, which is another reason why this went up, everybody has their own decks. So you will be sure to get like some move cards, some turn cards. And in the old deck, you could be a little bit more unlucky with that. And then, boom, you are programming face down. Everybody's programming. And when we're getting towards the end, you flip a timer. So you know there's a bit of speed. You want to do it fast. And then we'll flip and we start moving. And although I'm going front, left, right, straight, well, at some point, somebody might have went into me and pushed me a little bit, and now my whole route is messed up. But maybe they saved me. Maybe I already messed up a little bit with this. So it doesn't really feel like a chaos game, but sometimes chaos shows up and makes it like really hyped. And yeah, it's just a game that I played ever since I was like, 12, I want to say? Maybe 13, 14. Like more than half of my life. And I'm still playing it, so my number 8 is Robo Rally.
This is actually really high on my want to play list because I've played it once before I really was a board gamer, and I think it could occupy a little bit of the same space for me as Galaxy Trucker. With just let's have a laugh, let's see who wins, and let's just have some wacky turns where stuff happens.
Yeah.
I think I remember that my robot got broken, so I couldn't turn left anymore, so I had to like go turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right, and then go.
Yeah. And
that's my recollection of that game.
Yeah, and with the old version, that could happen more because you didn't have your own deck of cards, so you could get like only one way of card, and it can be locked in the It changes a lot, I think, in the new version, while still keeping the good main parts. So yeah, you had a blast when we played it. I remember.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Yeah.
I can never accept anyone having it as his 8th favorite board game.
That's fine, but yeah.
But it was fun. Definitely a way better game than Galaxy Tracker for sure. And you agree, of course.
Yeah. I do.
Obviously. My next game is many people's favorite game, I would say, because it is number 1 in board game.
Okay.
League.
Ooh.
I know this divides our group here, but because somebody doesn't like it.
I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like it.
Oh, but I just played it once.
Okay. Yeah. This game, I just wrote down on my page brain melt. There are so many restrictions to what you can do, which you have to figure out. But again, like we said earlier, you just play a card and do the thing. That's the thing. But then you need the right card for the right city. And the one thing about this game that is really hard to understand, the first many times you play it, is the difference between being in your network and being connected. Because I can utilize the other people's tracks, but for some things I need my own tracks. But it's again one of these games where we have shared infrastructure, and I can use Nick's coal. But when I empty his coal building, it flips and gives him stuff. But I also need the coal, and I don't have the time to build it. But you're basically building out the rail network in England in the industrial age, and you're basically playing half the game, and then almost everything is ripped off the board. Then you start again, and you get points halfway and points at the end of the game. And in order to, lots of card play, lots of route building, and scoring in many different ways. I love it.
Have you had a look at the new version coming out?
I have read all of the updates.
How does it
Okay.
sound?
I have not backed it yet, but I'm pretty hyped.
Pretty hype.
Nice.
I might make some sort of episode where I go through all the updates
there
and
we
talk
go.
about what I think
Nice.
about it,
Awesome.
and I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds like it keeps the DNA, but it just
Is
adds.
it Pittsburgh? Is it the city? Yeah. Cool.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
Excited to
I will
watch
also-
that.
it
Yeah.
introduces a new resource called coke.
Oh. What type of coke?
Apparently, it's something you use to extract oil or produce coal or something.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't. I have read it all, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
do I remember it right now? Probably not.
No.
All right. Let's talk about the best Garfield game there is, subjectively and objectively. Dropping one spot from last year, I played it exactly 3 times this year, and for the last 3 years, I've played it 3 times every year. I don't know if it's random or if I'm doing it purposefully. It released in 2021 and changed board gaming for me, and it is Paladins of the West Kingdom. This game, when I first played it, I just couldn't believe what I was experiencing. I had such a blast just fiddling and figuring out the puzzle, and I thought it was the first time that my brain tried to think like a designer. Like, oh, somebody actually thought of designing this. That's insane. And that's what started teasing my brain to me wanting to design things after seeing how this engine works. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Paladins, it is like a huge worker placement game where everybody has their own tableau of worker placement, and you place your workers on your tableau, and you have 3 different attributes, and every action requires one attribute and increases one other. And your goal is to increase your attributes as much as possible to gain as many victory points as you can. That sounds simple? It is not. One other benefit of the game is that the solo mode is amazing. It's one of the greatest automas I have seen. Is it simple? No, I'm afraid. But it is very, very cool once you figure out how it works. It will only be one of my awesome favorite games. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea because of its difficulty and a few things that are a bit fiddly. But I personally love it and will always have a space for it in my collection.
Nice. Did you at any point in your play history have the same person you played this a lot with?
Yes, I did. The one and only Diony, our one and only patron supporter at the moment.
Hey.
Yeah, it was actually his game in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had this ritual where we would once per whenever would meet at 8 in the morning and play board games the whole day. And whenever we did that, we always started with Paladins because it was the heaviest game of the day. So we started the day
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to love this game,
Yeah.
but I have not made it click yet. Everything
Yeah.
about it is so cool, but
I will regret saying that, and I will feel sad about it, but I think you need to play it without me to enjoy it. I really believe
Yeah.
that. If I give it
mean-
to you and you play solo, I think you will.
I really want to love
Yeah,
it because I love most of their games and I
Yeah.
like worker placement and all the systems seems cool. Just I don't know, something about it. Just every time I'm so frustrated that I don't understand what I should be doing, when and how I should pay, and yeah,
We can also
And-
talk about it.
yeah.
And I think
Not now.
No.
maybe
Patron
not
episode.
as much, but I had some similar feelings, and that's why I also asked the question, because I can imagine getting through this game a bit
Yeah.
more regularly in the beginning with
Yeah,
the
I think
same person
In-
might help.
Yeah, in one of our playthroughs, you did very well.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was, but you did. I was really surprised by how well you did. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it was one of the last ones,
Yeah,
but still,
Probably.
it feels a little bit like what happened.
And especially,
since-
it's a game that if you leave it and then you come back to it after 6 months,
Yeah.
it's like you played for the first time.
exactly.
I
So,
pretty much all Garfield games, I think I like that. Yeah.
so
So yeah, my number 7, Paladins of the West Kingdom.
All right. It's my number 7 now. Well, it stayed the same spot as it did last year. It had an expansion coming out this year, which didn't do anything crazy, but it was a little cool addition, and it is Ra by Reiner Knizia. My favorite auction game, my favorite short auction game. Not short like a filler game short, but it's not a long game like Railway Boom that I talked about in the last episode. That's a different thing. Very cool. Not only auction with a limit these are my auction style. I can use these. So it also, I think, makes it a little bit easier to play with some different people. You don't need to lock down on what is the value of this. Well, this is what I have, so is it worth for me losing this right now? And then, of course, it has a little bit of a push your luck feeling with maybe what I need is coming out of the back and all of that. And then the most, I think, little genius thing about this, once you use an auction tile for that round, it goes into the middle, and the person who wins the next auction will get that tile. So you're also not only thinking about, do I want these tiles here, but do I want this auction tile for the next round? That's so cool. That little twist changes a lot of what you might bid and might not bid for, and makes the game what I think like a little genius auction game. So that's my number 7 game.
If I can take a page out of Ulrik's book, it's not that I enjoy the game, but I enjoy watching Ayub play this game.
That's
For
good
sure.
enough for me.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've only played it once. It was good.
Yeah, and with more plays, maybe then, you know,
Yeah.
like I think you even mentioned, okay, and after that play, now I kind of have an idea what
Yeah.
things might be. So
I think I've only played this once, and I've only played Ryan Wright once. From those two plays, I think I prefer Ryan Wright because it's a little bit more obvious what's what and what can I get and what's available. Where this is a little bit more,
Yeah, and Ryan Wright is also simpler, so it's easy to get into.
Just
Yeah.
I'm speaking from one play of each, so
And also insane design decision not to have a solo in the Ryan ride. Come on. just add a solo. It's the Roland ride.
Fine, I'm listening to both of you. I will also get the roll game of it, the dice game.
Ryan roll something.
Yeah, I'll get it. I backed it 2 days ago. Just getting a new version too. All right.
Of course.
All right. What's happening now?
My next game is, I'm pretty sure, a double crossover. But I'm the first one.
Oh.
Very low.
Terraforming Mars. Isn't it the same spot as BGG?
No.
BTG is 9, my friend.
You have it higher now.
I'm a few weeks too late. I thought I had a perfect crossover. No, yeah. This is a classic. I think this is my first solo game. You mentioned earlier. I bought it. We're probably gonna hear more about it, so I'm not gonna go. Well, it's
I want to hear what you have to say.
lots
Actually,
of unique card play. And what I wanted to say is, I bought it. I played it with my friends. It was very cool and going up the tracks. The first play we didn't have the dual layer thing, so everything was sliding around on the.
Yeah, we've all been there, I think, but yeah.
Yeah. I played the solo game to learn the rules, but then I felt like I was cheating because I was playing with my playgroup, right? And if I played it more, then I would, you know, increase my knowledge of the game. That would be cheating. Like in the beginning, that was like my my thing. But no, it's very thematic to me. You're terraforming Mars. You're increasing these 3 different parameters. X amount of hundreds of different unique cards. So every time you draw a card, you have to adapt to your strategy, which is really cool. For the first middle place, I felt a bit, what cards do I have? What triggers when? And that is a thing you have to get into. I haven't played it for a long time, and then this year I actually played, I haven't counted, but like 5-6 solo games. I thought, this game is actually pretty cool. And we had to play with Callan, which was like what reignited my my sort of like, this game is cool. For a long time, it's just like, I did it. It was fine, and sort of fell out of my headspace. And but now, I wanna. Somebody made a solo campaign that I wanted to try, and then I tried it, and the core of the game is the card play for sure. You need to find your combos there, which can be frustrating, but you have to be ready to adapt. I think that's what I have to say about it. It's very good.
Awesome game.
Yeah, definitely an awesome game, I think. Just a little bit, you know. All right, my number 6 was actually number 2 last year. So we dropped 4 spots. It's a game that released in 2011, and I've played it 3 times this year, although I really, 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 really want to play it more, and it is Mage Knight Ultimate Edition. Mage Knight is, I think, the most clever, well-designed solo board game that ever existed. It's small asterisk. It just feels so awesome. It's very hard to get into. I think it's the game that has the biggest barrier to entrance. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
That I have ever encountered, and it took me a while to get into it. I had it set up in my old house for days on days on days, going through forums, speaking with veterans, making my own player rates, blah, blah, blah. And when I finally got to play the game, it was awful. I just couldn't do anything. It was very hard. But then I kept trying, and it really is a game where if you keep trying, you will get the insane reward. The thing is, do you have the patience to do it? I do, and I did, and I got the rewards. I got the new expansions, not new. I got the expansions from the Ultimate Edition a few months after, and I've only tried a few of them. And now we're even getting a new expansion, which is awesome. We're fighting the Apocalypse Dragon. That's so cool. Yeah, so yeah, I really love Mage Knight. If I played it more, it would be 100% be higher. But Cult of the newer games and not enough time to play it has made it drop. Still number 6 out of 600 something, so it's still extremely high.
Crazy that it's also getting a new expansion after such a long time.
Man, that's insane.
It's not a new game.
But it has a very loyal following, I think.
Yeah.
Even
and that's
if-
why they could do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good. Can't complain. Even if it's 15 years after the release of this, we're getting a new expansion. I'll take it.
From the designer of Galaxy
Wow.
Saga.
I avoided saying it for so long.
Ah,
Yeah, he made codenames.
Good
Yeah.
job.
That guy, man, he's all over the place.
All right.
Good way.
My number 6 has previously been my number 5. So just a small drop. It is my favorite dice drafting game, and it is Grand Austria Hotel. This has been mentioning maybe in some of the other episodes. So if you go back and listen to it, you might hear us talk a little bit about it. But I love this game. At the beginning of every turn, you will take one of these guest cards and put them in your, as guests into your hotel. And you need to first feed them with resources before they can go into their room, flip a tile, you get some points. Good. But all those cards has different benefits when you complete them. And I think for most of the time, I'm actually forgetting to look at how much points they give. Of course, sometimes towards the end game, you will think a little bit about it, but just this, if I complete his order, I move up on this thing. If I complete his order, I get even more resources. I'm running out of money, but he gives me, it's really, really nice. And that's just a small part of the game. That's just what you do at the beginning of your turn. Then you have the whole dice drafting thing where you roll a bunch of dice, and those dice are the strength of the action. So if you roll 4 ones and you take one of those dice, now you can take 4 resources with some restrictions, of course. It shouldn't be too easy. It's a really, 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 really cool game. It's a little bit big to play, so playing it more than 2 people is something I would rarely do, but it's really nice. So yeah, my number 6 is Grand Austria Hotel.
Can I say something, Ayub, that you will not listen to, but maybe you will?
Okay.
Try the solo mode. Try it once.
Okay, maybe.
What if I run the automa for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Double
why not?
crossover, right?
Why not play with you?
Yep, we all had that on our list. So
Yes.
It's our second, I think, triple crossover after Planet Unknown.
Yes. All
Cool.
right.
Then we're going to something that is definitely not a crossover. I don't think either of you has played this, and it is a 2-player only game that takes 5 hours. Star Wars Rebellion.
I've played it.
You played
Oh.
it? I didn't think so. Yeah, this is in the category of Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, and
Dune, War of Arrakis.
War for Arrakis, and this one. I've only played this one, but they all do the same thing. They sort of take the movie or the movies and replay, or the books, and replay the whole thing. Every time you play a card, you know which scene this is in the movie, right? Or in this game, you have a blind or hidden worker placement thing where I'm sending my leaders out to do missions, and Darth Vader is better at overpowering stuff, and Palpatine's maybe better at spy stuff, and so you have to choose your leaders to do stuff, and you're moving around the big board, and basically it's Scotland Yard. You have to figure out where the that was a bit of a joke, but it's a hidden movement game. The Empire, I'm pointing to Nick, is trying to find the rebel base. I know where the rebel base is. he doesn't, so he keeps searching the planets, and obviously the Empire is militarily overpowered, but the rebels have this funny little cards they can do and do tricks and complete missions to gain points, and feels like a race. The Empire is by default winning because they are so strong, but there's this time track that goes down, and if the rebels can do enough things before the track runs out, then they win. It's just every turn, it's like, oh, so in this game, Leia wasn't captured and something else happened, and so you can sort of like see the scenes, but in different orders and with different outcomes. And yeah, for me, it's an epic. This is an event game. You asked me earlier.
Yeah.
But this is like, I rarely get to play this, but when I do, and you have a guy that is ready for it, and you just go. Doesn't matter if it takes 4 or 6 hours. We are fucking playing Star Wars, man. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and since I haven't tried any of the games, I thought maybe earlier this was the one you talked about, but then
this is the big epic one.
Yeah.
And I have a question. I might be wrong, but I have a feeling I played it at 4 players.
Yes, there's a 2v2 version.
Okay.
I haven't tried it.
It wasn't a very good experience for me. Yeah, but yeah, it looked so cool.
Yeah. And you also tried it?
I've tried the War of the Ring one.
Yeah.
And I have set up Dune War of Arrakis, but I didn't play it.
Okay.
I had to go.
Nice. And you tried the 2 versus 2 as well, Ulrik?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't particularly want to.
Yeah, I think it plays the same way, right? Just, let's do this.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's to me, it feels like they did it because they wanted to write 4 in the box.
Okay.
I also think so.
And I also only once tried War of the Ring 4 and nothing else, and that destroyed the game for me.
Yeah.
So like this could be the same situation for you. So.
Yeah.
Funny thing, there was a post on some Facebook forum, and somebody said, if you could play any board game against any person dead or alive, which game would you play? And my answer was, regarding the 2v2, I would play this with Thrawn against 2 of the greatest military geniuses that the Danish army could provide. Because if you know Star Wars, that guy is...
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember you saying something like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, where are we now? Number 5. My number 5 was number 3 last year, so it dropped 2 spots. It's a game from 2013, and it is my most played game of the year with 44 plays, and that is Pathfinder Adventure Card Game. Just for context, a campaign of Pathfinder is 33 games if you don't lose, so that means I played 1 campaign and a third of the campaign. This game is like my, the friend that we played, the Midara that we mentioned, we used to play the heck out of this. We just played it once. He was not a board gamer. He's a video gamer, and we played video games. And then I told him, hey, I have this. You want to try? I just got it off an auction for like very cheap. And we did. And if you don't know, the Pathfinder base game only has the first 6 levels inside the box. So then you have to buy the rest of the boxes as expansions because there's like 33 levels. And there's 4 different boxes. And then 25 character packs. So needless to say, after we played this once, he went online and bought every single expansion ever printed. And guess what we did? We played through all of it. So this game will forever be epic for me. It is a cooperative adventure game, and it has one of the best deck construction mechanisms I have ever seen. You have a character that you choose in the beginning among, I don't know, we'll maybe even have 200 now. And in the back, it says, they start with 15 cards, and it says, this guy, because he's a mage, he has 0 weapons, 0 armors, 3 items, 6 spells, 3 blessings. So you fix your deck, right? And then you play the game. And then at the end of the game, you will gain more cards during your scenario. You will go and you will put out all the cards you gained, and you construct your deck with exactly those cards. And then you discard the others. And then as you level up, you gain more slots to assign in game. It's awesome. I think it's an awesome system. I wish they continued the game. I really, really wish, and I'm sure many other people do. They did a second edition, which was okay. We pre-ordered it, so our copy had like a million mistakes, a lot of errated cards.
Okay.
Very, very bad. So we did play through all of it, even twice, I think, but it was not a good experience. We had to, paint over cards. We were not super board gamers back then, so it was not a good experience. But I think the first one was awesome, and it will forever be an awesome game.
And do you think if the second one, like if they fixed all of that, maybe they have now?
Yeah,
will it reach it?
They did a second print. They fixed a few stuff that were not problematic.
Okay.
So I don't know how I would feel about that. They fixed some stuff that felt very strong. So if you feel that very strong was problematic, then yeah, they fixed a few stuff. But they did not feel very strong for us. So it was okay-ish, I think.
And then will this be a game? Because I think now I heard you talk about this for years, and it really sounds like a cool game. Let's say you played it with us.
Yeah.
have you solved it so much that you like? Would it be like,
No.
you shouldn't go there, and we're like, why? We should
No,
explore
no.
this, and we're like,
Yeah, I don't think you can solve
Okay.
it, and I think that the decisions are easy to make. Like it's the correct decision to go there, but since it's a random encounter deck, even if you go there and you
Mm.
know there is 3 monsters and 7 good things, you might still get the monster, right? That's
Okay.
the randomness of the deck.
yeah.
So no, I don't think it's solvable.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the one where your deck is also your life.
Exactly.
Mm.
That sounds pretty cool.
That's very, very
Yeah.
cool.
I would love to try this
Yeah, me too.
for a long time. Yeah. Make it happen.
How?
You own the game in another country, but get it to this country.
Yeah.
All right.
33 games. You play with me. 33 games. Are you?
We'll see. We'll start with the first. All right. It's my number 5 as
5,
well.
exactly.
All right. My number 5 rose with 3 spots. It's a huge game. I love it. I don't get it out so often, but just the once in a while is enough for me. And the last time I played it, I think was one of the few times I had nothing to do with the setup, which also, of course, was pretty cool. And it is Anachrony. Anachrony. Yeah, it just has so many things to it. Like just the thing that in the like middle of the phases, you are having to say at the same time how many big robot workers you're using. And, you know, of course, there are a limited amount of worker spots. So if we all use our maximum, we will be blocking each other and not be super efficient. And you need to say it at the same time. So we always go like 3, 2, 1. And having that in the middle of a really heavy game is actually refreshing as well, right?
Wait. Isn't that a house rule?
Yeah, it's a house rule.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah. I say when we play, we do that, right? You just need to do it at the same time. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, you can hide, you can do whatever, but it's a nice way to do it. The whole thing with the timeline, you know, you can, at the beginning of the round, borrow resources from yourself from the future. But then when you get to the future, you need to go back and give
Best
yourself
loaning
those.
mechanism.
Yeah. I don't care too much about theme, but it's really thematic in a way that really, like, hits for me. And it just feels nice. I'm building this machine now. I'm going back. I'm giving this. I'm going up a time track. Oh, such a cool game. Yeah. Anachrony.
Anachrony. We are going to another big box game. That is a game from 25. I wanted to say 24 because I had a demo of it in 24 by the one and only Paul Grogan, which I am sure enhanced my experience and expectations for this game, and it is Galactic Cruise.
Nice.
You might have heard about this if you saw some of our other videos. I don't own the game, so it's pretty high for a game I don't own, because I know somebody who has it. That guy. Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff.
Great stuff. You are running a cruise company, selling tickets to cruises, and your cruises contains jumping castles for kids, board gaming cafes, zero gravity rooms, water slides, whatever. But they're in outer space.
So nice.
It's a Euro. You're getting lots of resources, trying to build your engine and score lots and lots of points. But I really like the setting of this game. It looks beautiful on the board. As a base rule, your ship can only have 3 compartments, right? Or 3 rooms.
Yeah.
In my first game, I built a rocket with 5 rooms, and I launched it. And I was like, done. I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
I got all the combos that made it that possible.
Yeah, so nice.
But yeah, you're just basically just placing a worker every turn. You can bump other people, and there's so many times where I'm like, oh, I can't do that because I need more resources. Oh, but if you bumps me before, then I get a small resource here, and then I can get an extra little. There's so many places where you can just get that one little fuel or food or something you need, and there's so many steps to launching your being ready to launch your ship that you're like having to sequence things very, very well.
And that makes it such much more and a compliment when you launch. You know,
yeah.
Finally, in the beginning of your turn, now you get a benefit, right? While the ship is in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I always focus so much on building and launching the ships that I'm missing out on points and engine building all over the board. But I'm just so hyped about building that ship and launching it because it's so fun to launch a ship. And you go T-1. I put my guy here, and then I pay this, and you go up the tower, and the countdown happens, and you launch, and then when you're launching, you go out and you get stuff from the planet you land on. It just makes me feel happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that this is one of the games that I have seen you make you the happiest. Like whenever you talk about it, you're so.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it would have been higher, honestly, but
Oh,
five
but
is
yes,
super high.
it is. It is. Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice.
It actually it just makes me happy to think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before I'm talking about my number 4 game, I need to talk about something else. I need to talk about human and how they grow. We are a species that through intense difficulties and challenges in our lives, we evolve. We overcome them and we become better people. All right? And this is true for every aspect of our lives. There comes a time where you realize that something that you've been clinging on, maybe it's time for you to move on. Maybe it's time for you to evolve.
Mm.
Maybe it's time for you to realize that something belongs in the past. You know, you have stages in your life. I was a teenager. Then I was a student in the university. Then I was a young adult. Now I'm almost 35 years old. And that means that we must grow. Even as board gamers, we're content creators now. So my number 4th game, you can show it, is Terraforming Mars.
What?
It is dropped.
I didn't
3
believe it
spots.
until I
Yeah.
saw it.
It is dropped 3 spots from last year, and it was my number 1 game, if you're tuning in for the first time, for the longest time, for 7 years. I played it 29 times this year, which makes it my 5th most played game. And don't get me wrong, it's still the best game ever designed and ever created, and that will ever be forever. But I have found myself enjoying other games more, and I have found myself afraid to admit it. But now I have made this step, and I've
Proud of
accepted
you.
that there are 3 games in this list that I enjoy playing right now way more than Terraforming Mars. Not just more, just way more than Terraforming Mars. So if you don't know the game, just shout out the video now. I'm not going to... No, I'm just kidding. It is an engine building game where you go and terraform the planet. It is, in essence, a very heavy card playing game. You play cards in your tableau. Cards have 3 different colors. Every color means and does something different. It's very cool. There's a very small area majority part in the center of the map. And what I like most about the game is your asymmetrical start. Every game starts with you picking a corporation, picking 2 prelude cards, and having a hand of 10 starting cards. That decision I almost like more than the game. I'm not kidding you. Every time I get a starting hand, I can pretty much tell how this game's gonna go by looking at what I have. That's a negative for some people, but I love that decision. Picking my starting corporation, preludes, and cards is awesome. This game is amazing. Thank you for everything you've done for me. My number 4, Terraforming Mars.
What a day.
Cool.
What a day. I'm lost for words.
It had to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been like hitting on me so much for when it's my number 4.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Where
had
it
to
still
maintain-
is. Where it still is.
I know, but I
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have one perfect crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I assumed it would stay in the number 4 spot from our discussions.
Yeah. So now we're heard from both of you. I will just add a little bit. This is the first game, I think, where on my personal board I had resources on tracks in different spots, and feels so nice to have that and be like, okay, this resource is here, and from the beginning of the game go, I only get this much. Next round, okay, I got a little bit more, but it's not enough, and then all of a sudden towards the end of the game, I get 60 credits. I can do everything. Don't end the game. And that's just very, very cool. I haven't seen many other games do it like that. Of course, I've seen games with tracks. Of course, I've seen games with resources. But the way this works, where you have resources of different values that you can technically use to pay a lot of the same things, but some of them are just worth more for that, and they move up with all these tracks. Dual player board is a must for this game.
Please do it.
But yeah, very cool. There was the one game that came out this year that some people said, oh, but this reminds a bit of Terraforming Mars. I didn't get to play it or try it. I really wanted to, but
Which one?
should I say it now?
No.
But nobody played it from this group for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'm just gonna say it now. It's a Sweetlands. I think you talked about it as well,
Yes.
and a lot of people have making
Yeah,
some
yeah.
comparison. So
Yeah, one thing I mentioned for one of the other games, I like the player determined end of game conditions.
yeah,
The end game conditions is fixed,
Yeah.
but when it happens in this game is a really tense situation, I think, for a multiplayer game, of course, for the solo not. But this idea of, do I get one more round or do I not? And
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think this game
that
does
math
that.
is not very easy to calculate.
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, I think there's definitely one more round. And Nick was like, Ayub's engine looks better than mine now. I
Yeah.
did a lot of what I'm doing. I'm gonna end the game.
And that is a very interesting part. You can win even if you don't have the best engine.
Mm.
You can. That's
All right. Yeah. Good game.
okay. Good game.
Good
Your
game.
number 4.
My number 4 is this one. I was about to say something clever, but another IP that I absolutely adore. Dune Uprising. This covers a little bit both Dune and Dune Imperium, but I do think Uprising is the better version. I am on the fence with the worms. They are very overpowered. But if you don't know the game, it's about Dune, the book / movie. You're playing workers out into on a board to work spots. Innovative idea.
What?
You have 2 workers. You might get a third one. That feels very limiting to a Eurogamer. But you have to also play a card to match the spot you're going to, and all of these cards are, if you know the lore, extremely thematic and lore true. Like all the Bene Gesserit cards are knowing stuff, seeing cards, drawing stuff. All of the Imperium cards are, gaining more
Military
troops,
focused, yeah.
and so all of them are. Doesn't matter. You can play the game without it, but every time I draw a card, I'm like, I know that character. Of
Nice.
course he does that, and all the leaders are the same, and that a game should stand on its own without that. But for me, that just elevates it even more. I have mostly played this as at 3. I think it's designed for 4 because the board doesn't scale.
I agree.
But I do like it a lot at 3. I think it still feels very tight, and it's such a bad feeling when somebody says, "Oh, I'm going here." No,
Yeah.
that was the next 2 turns for me that I needed to get there, and then I didn't get that card, and now I can't go
Yeah.
here next turn. But it's a good frustration thing, and it is not a short game, but it's short enough that you can play 2 games in an evening, and it has again this end game criteria where you have to go to 10 points. When somebody is at 10 or higher, the game ends. And it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Like all the points are visible where you're getting
Yeah.
them, so it's pretty. Oh, Nick is going for the points. Can I catch him?
Yeah.
I actually played a game where I won just by buying the worm cards that gives you 1 point. I had a crazy engine, which just meant I just passed without placing any workers and could keep buying cards. And the other guys were obviously making more points than me, so it was like a fun little.
Yeah. Oh,
that
that's
was
nice.
cool that I could break the game like that. I don't
Yeah.
think I broke it, but it was like, wow.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually really like this idea of we're just playing to 10 points.
Yeah,
So
that's really
every single point
Every
is
single
like,
point is so important.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. I also had it in my top 50. Go and watch where. Now we're top 3. So now we're in new unexplored territory for old little Nick. Because these 3 games were previously not where they are now, obviously. Starting at number 3, we have a new release from 2025 that I've played 13 times, and I would have never, ever, ever gotten my hands on it if it weren't for those 2 gentlemen and 4 other very nice people, and that is Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. Elder Scrolls is the video game that I literally grew up with, playing 3, Morrowind, 4th, Oblivion, and 5, Skyrim, and when I saw they made a board game version of it that costed like 200 euros, I'm like, too bad. It's okay, I'll never play it. And then, boom, that's at my door. That's at my door when I was playing with Zara. So I was really happy you interrupted me when I was playing with Zara. And this game, it's just awesome. It's just exactly what I want from a game. It's a campaign game that I can actually play with my friends because it only lasts around 12 hours. So I can get somebody dedicated to finish the campaign with me. And then I can restart and play it again because it's so asymmetrical, so different, so many different character options. When you begin the game, you pick a race, you pick a class, and you pick a specialty. In addition, you pick a map and you pick a guild. So you pick 5 different parameters, each having from 6 to 15 options. Your game is never going to be the same. Oh, and did I mention 4 more expansions are coming out now with a ton of more options that I've already backed. So I think that this game is definitely something that I can play forever. Go watch our previous draft. You'll see where I drafted it and why. And I think this game is just awesome. And it click, all my buttons, one by one. It is amazing. I've never played another chip theory game in the past, so this is my first
Mm.
contact with them. So I loved the system because I knew nothing about it before. So yeah, just an amazing game for my personal taste.
And like you mentioned with the whole selection in the beginning, that's awesome. That's so awesome. It's not my type of game to begin with, but I enjoyed the full playthrough of the whole campaign. And yeah,
So close.
yeah,
Yeah, we also lost by a hair in the end.
Mm.
Me and Nick did like a full play in one day. I really like that. If you have the time for it, and I didn't have to learn any rules. I just asked Nick, "What can this card do?" And okay, I can. Yeah. The player creation is a game in itself. That
Yeah.
is crazy. Yeah.
but we won our game.
We won.
We did.
It was us
Well,
that
yeah,
lost by.
yeah, we
but
lost by-
but just by a hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought we won by
yeah.
a hair and we were.
Yeah.
Okay. And a final thing I will say before moving on to Ayub is that if you have played Skyrim, Oblivion, the actual entry point to the game is that you are in prison and they let you out. And there is this intro scenario that you can play that you are in prison and you escape. And based on what you did on your escape, it gives you your starting character, which is such a cool concept for playing your first campaign.
Yeah.
So it says you escape the prison. Did you loot a chest? Yes. You can pick rogue or acrobat. So it guides you through like a tutorials. That's so.
That might fit your playstyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so the first thing you did was loot. Here, these 3 things you will like. Oh, you killed the opponent. These 3 classes.
All right.
Sounds nice.
Cool. I mean, the top of the crop. This is one of my all-time favorite games. Obviously, it's in the top 3. I played it a lot. Is I think the second meeting I had with a deck building game meeting, something with a board, and it is of course Ascension Tactics. I used to play regular Ascension a lot at the local board game cafe, going down, doing that. Really enjoyed it with a good friend of mine. When I heard there was this with miniatures, but it's still a deck building game, and you're using the card you buy to move those around, I was like, it's not a miniature game, it's a deck building game. Maybe I will like this. And did I like it, man? So awesome. The different units all seem so different. The card stack is huge. Once again, something I always appreciate. And there's so many different maps. So one scenario is just like, let's go to the different checkpoints. And if you have control, meaning you have more units around than your opponent, you keep getting points. First to 30 wins. Another one I always forget the real name of the that game, because we always call it a protect the VIP, because one is like protecting this machine who needs to go from one end to the other one, and the other one is just running in with the unit, hitting it, and you're like, don't do it, you're killing them, and then they go back, and you're like, I need to go to the end, and there's just so many different ways to play it, and I so hyped. There is a new one, Ascension Tactics Inferno, which have owned for a few months, haven't played yet, because I got a good friend of mine's girlfriend to pay the miniatures for a small fee, of course. And I texted her a few days ago, hey, Merry Christmas, how is it going with the miniatures? And I'm guessing she's busy because I don't know yet. But we did have a conversation like a month ago about how it's going. So hopefully sometime soon. I really, really love the game, and I'm really excited to also try the new parts with there are some like dual cards in the new one, so there are 2 factions and stuff. So anyways, love this game.
Yeah, the one thing I have to say about this game is I never have the feeling to get it out, but whenever I do, I love it so much. It's a very good game.
Yeah, I only played it once with Ayub, and I like the idea that there's co-op and 1v1 and asymmetrical 1v1
Exactly.
things, and I think the one we played was a capture the flag type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was symmetrical, I think. I mean, our player powers were not, but like the scenario we were doing the same at Tangel. But I could really see this. Oh, but in this I'm trying to run away, or I'm trying to loot all the places while he's trying to hit me, or the deck building part. I remember there was the factions was a big part of what cards can you play, depending on Sorry,
they do go into each other a lot, so they have something called allegiance. So if you already played a void card and you play another one, then some of them will have some void allegiance, giving you extra benefits. Yeah, and also some of these cards are just like crazy. You're reading it and you're like, that can't be true, but it is true. But so the game is also sometimes swingy, but in a lovely way, I think.
And also
actually
the balance changes a lot because now there is this map on the board.
Yeah.
So a card that would seem broken in a straight deck building game, now it seems broken, but
Yeah.
thing you need to be doing besides calling your cards.
Exactly.
So that's
And so you, for example, there was like this big guy when you buy him, you take control of one of the opponent's champions for one turn, and then you go and you kill one of his other champions. That stuff is cool, but then from future turns, it requires a lot of power to control it. So if the other one still has a lot of small champions, he can still go around and capture the flag and stuff like that. I talked enough about it. Ascension Tactics, play it.
My next game is a solo-only game.
so close.
It's a legacy game. It is Kingdom Legacy.
And you can do that.
Okay.
It's also my number 2.
Why did you say so close?
For a perfect crossover. I assumed it would be number 2.
It's 3. Yeah.
based on my,
Yeah. Yeah, I got confused. Yeah, this game, the box is this big. It's right beside Shackles and Base up there. There's like 8 of them. It's just a deck of cards, 200 cards, I think, or something in the base game. You have 20 cards you play. Have a deck of 20 cards. Draw 4. Play some of them. Get some coins. Then you upgrade your cards and they flip, and the orientation matters. So when you're shuffling, you have to keep the orientation. Sounds very simple. It is. But then you get to the 20th card, and then the legacy part begins. And every time you hit the bottom of your deck, you get 2 new cards from the box. And often it's like, okay, you get either a farmer or a smith, like it's a person. Then you can choose only one of them, or you get this card or this card, and you destroy the other one. And it's so hard to convey the feeling you get when you play this game, because what I'm talking about is just putting down a card, rotating it. But yeah. But you play through the deck again and again and again, and you keep seeing the same cards. Put stickers on them and put a little cross. And now it's this merchant is a little bit better, so every time you play him, you get 2 coins instead of 1, or whatever it might be. And for me, every card just has its own story of when I got it, how I got it, and I always use this example because I think it's easy to understand. There's bad cards in the game. This has a red border, and there was this bandit that was, every time he came around, he destroyed one of my lands or took some money or whatever he did. I don't remember. And then if you have swords as a resource, you can kill him. When you kill him, it says get card number 52 or something, and then you find that in the box. Oh, it's a picture of a little boy, and he's impressed boy because I killed a bandit in front of him, right? And then you play along, and in a later round, this card comes out again. You do something else, I don't remember what. You flip him, he becomes your squire because now he grew up.
You use
and
your
now,
missionary and
yeah, and now he's like your servant to the knight, and yeah, and when you go into the expansions, what they do with this game, and how you have to select stuff, and there is something called distant lands, which makes you go to another island, and the way you get there, you have to do some crazy things to your deck, and this is legacy, so once you've done something, it's done. The card is ripped, or it's flipped, or the sticker is on, and you can move the sticker, and this is why I love the game, the legacy part, but it's also why I have a little bit of... Nick always asks me, come on, why haven't you played the last one? And this is why, because when I'm done with it, then I'm done with it. I can't play it again. I mean, I can buy it again, but I always rush to get the latest content, and then I'm like, oh, but I want to have a full day where I'm in the right mood and play it, and so I still actually have the last expansion unplayed up there.
Yeah. What can I say? It rose 8 spots for me. From last year, it was number 10. Now it's number 2. I played it 41 times, which is my second most played game this year. And I actually just yesterday finished my 3rd Kingdom of Shar. I did a super high score. I was very impressed with my progress. And I'm actually participating in this BGG tournament created by Thomas. Thomas, shout out for creating this amazing tournament. This game, Ulrik described it almost perfectly. It tells you an incredible story without using a single word of text. That
crazy.
is magical. You have created your kingdoms, you have walls, you have knights, you have everything. And then the game says, you need seafaring cards, blue cards that are ships. And you can only take 6 people with you. So you go through your deck, you pick 6 people you want. For me, it was Sir Ulrik and Sir Ayub. And then you put them on the ships, and then you go to the distant lands. But all the things, all the combos I had, no. You're not in your kingdom anymore. You don't have them there with you. And the even better thing that I first discovered now, I don't know if you did it, I go to a tavern in this island and I hear gossip about my kingdom. And because I hear gossip, I have to destroy cards from my kingdom because I'm hearing what's happening and I'm purging. That was so awesome.
Don't get me started on the purging, man. That's so rough.
There's so many things in this game. It is so awesome. If you are a solo gamer and you don't know what this is, buy the game. If you don't like it, ship it to me and I will pay you full price for it. It's just I don't know how to describe it.
It's
amazing.
It's the perfect drug, right? The first box is like what, 15 euros or something?
No, even less.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You just play this.
Yeah.
But then you buy the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
And just because I know, because I did it recently, if you buy everything that they have right now, is 53 euros. So for 53 euros, you get around 60 to 70 hours of gameplay. That's worth it in my book.
I think
100%.
the base box was like 8 hours or something for me, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I play a bit fast. It might be slower. It might be 100 hours for you, but yeah, you know what
even
I'm
more content.
Yeah, even more content. It's just an amazing game. Ayub, I want your kingdom. It's just rotting away, man. That was Ulrik's number 3 and Nick's number 2.
And next year is the Viking themed one coming out, right?
Don't get me started. So what he means is that we now have this feudal kingdom that we can play all the expansions, right? Now what they're doing is they're making another standalone kingdom that you can play some of these expansions and new ones. Not to mention, I don't know if you know, I think you know this, they will make a final expansion that you can use to have closure on it.
These guys, man.
We are not sponsored by anyone. We're just people loving board games. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Have you heard about this game before?
Yeah. Well, I'm the non-solo gamer and also probably the least legacy lover of the group. So nothing bad about the game. That's just a me thing. Taste-wise, I still got to try it. I still went through the base game and a few expansions. I liked it a lot in the beginning, and then I slowly faded away. And I think if I don't play games like this, like back to back, kinda, and then I go back in and it's like, oh, and how was this rule again? And I have this little voice in my head. You need to do it right because you're moving on in the game, and I'm like, oh, but is this how the rule was? And I'm overthinking stuff like that. So that's like a personal thing. But for solo gamers and legacy gamers, I mean, listen to those two. They just said everything there is about it. All right.
There's definitely this aspect of, I don't want to make a rules goof. I really, really get that.
Okay. My next game is, of course, something that's already been mentioned by both gentlemen, if not one in this video and one in a previous video, and it is Ark Nova. Ark Nova, I'll just do this.
Sorry.
Ark Nova is, like Nick mentioned a bit earlier, with this whole 5 actions that you can pick. And, you know, the higher up it is, the stronger the action is. So you're really trying to balance, I want to do this action, but now these are the strongest ones, so shouldn't I do them, kind of? And I think it really helps when you're also teaching new people the games. Those are your 5 actions. The higher up they are, the better they are. So as a new player, you will probably do the 5th or 4th all the time because, you know, it kind of makes sense that you should do those. Really nice. I like that the strategies in the game, you know, either you go for like a lot of small animals fast and get higher income. Seems like that seems to work. If you have some big animals, even from the beginning of your game, that you're like, I'm going to work towards this, it seems to work. Like, there's so many different things of that. Different player boards that all works differently, you know. Or if you build around the lake, you get some like higher, like the enclosures, they count as being bigger. Okay, cool, you're working on that. If you are building around this spot over here and another spot, you get extra money. Like, very cool, different abilities. Yes. The expansion did a lot as well. It did so those 5 cards that we talked about, which are the 5 actions, in the beginning you draft and upgrade 2 of them. And it really makes you feel like I should use this card a lot now because it's different and it's unique. And it might just be a small thing as after you play an animal, you get 2 money. And then, you know, animals can cost anything between like 4 and 30 something, you know, so it's not necessarily that much money, but it feels like you achieve something. Yeah. Ark Nova, awesome game.
Yeah, very good. I also had it lower down on my list for mostly because I played it a lot less than you guys. One thing that I just thought about, this game is very heavy, very complicated, but one thing I think it does very well is even if you're in a runaway leader game or like you're playing with a very advanced player, still feel like I'm doing stuff in my
Yeah.
suit. Like after the game, I actually built something, right? And I think that is actually something that makes it easier to get to the table
Yeah.
with more people, right?
Yeah. Because you always accomplish something. It's not like, oh, this game was, I didn't build anything or anything like that. So
You
yeah,
have to be ready to adapt to
Yeah,
whatever
you do.
card you draw, right? But
yeah. All right.
Number 2 for Ulrik.
back to me. Oh yes, my number 2 is a Stefan Feld game.
Oh, really?
You wanna have a guess?
Yes, we do. Civillution.
Civillution. Yeah, man. This game, I remember Paul Grogan doing the unboxing of it before he knew anything about it, and just like, this doesn't look like a Stefan Feld game. There's maps and terrains and yeah. This game, it feels so sandboxy. Like, do whatever the age you want is the feeling when you start, but then you roll those dice. They kind of limit your options in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is very, very daunting to look at with, I forget, 24 different actions or something.
Something like that, yeah.
But every time you roll the dice, you're limited in what you can do. And it is less complicated than it looks because many of the actions work in a similar way and they sort of change. So first you produce, then you take it back, and then you can sell it. So that's like explaining 3
Yeah.
actions in a row or something, right?
Yeah.
It's a big front load of rules if you do the full teach. But man, the payoff when you get rolling is very, very nice. We have this big console, they call it, where you chuck your cards, and whenever you finish a row, you get awesome bonuses, and everything in the game is about achieving things in the right order, so you get a bonus that it can chain into your next action, and you have dice mitigation, so you're not completely vulnerable to, oh, I didn't roll in 6s.
Yeah.
And
Cool
just-
game. Yeah, we both love it. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Uh,
It's a clean
Triple
system.
crossover.
Yeah. Yet another one.
All right, we're at the top. Talking about a game from 2016, a new to me game that I played 8 times this year. None of you mentioned it. I'm assuming you must know a little bit of what it is, or maybe have no idea. Hit it! Millennium Blades.
Ah,
Right.
of course.
Yes.
Of course.
This game, this game is Nick in a board
Yeah,
game
it
for
is.
sure. This game is emulating the feeling of playing a trading card game, which, if you know anything about me, you know that I play pretty much all of them. It has an aspect of real time in the beginning, which it's something I hate with a passion. But the way it's happening in this one, I actually love it. You are putting a timer in, and you are trying to draft cards into your deck to try and construct your deck, and because it's a TCG, also your collection. You do that 3 times over the course of 20 minutes, and then once everybody is ready, hopefully, you get to actually go to the tournament and play. You do that 3 times, whoever has the most points wins. I explained it pretty basically. There are like a million things behind it. The asymmetry is off the roof. I've been eyeing this game ever since 9 months ago, where we played it with some of Ayub's friends. We just had one play, and I'm like, this is my number 1 game. I knew it inside me from that one play. I found the one expansion at Essen, and then slowly I bought every single thing that is for content for the game. I bought sleeves for it. It's ready. I've played it a lot. I love it. Thankfully, Faye also likes it, or at least he pretends to. So that's good for me. Solo is also very good. It's a boss battler, so everything about this game awesome. I'm really torn if it's possible to even make a video about something like this. I've seen some efforts and they were not like the best because of the real time. But I would love to feature this game. More people should know about it. I don't know how much out of print it is. But yeah, I know it's not for everyone. Totally accept every judgment. But it's definitely a game for me. My number 1, Millennium Blade.
That's why it's Nick's number 1.
Yeah. I wonder if it would be possible to do one where it's like in the real time, it's like, you go fast through it.
Yeah.
And then you do the playing thing.
Cool.
Because
Or
you don't need to.
What the best video I've saw of it is a one-stop co-op shop. He just said, now I'm going to do the deck building. I'll skip and I'll explain what you do. That's what he did. And then he explained a bit and then he played. That was okay.
Yeah. All right. My turn. Same spot as last year. Elvin and Min 2020. The game that just keeps getting better. Lost Ruins of Anak, of course. It just hits perfectly for me. It just hits. There's some things, and also one of the first games that where the card, should I use this card to go out or should I use it to play this effect? It's not just a worker placement where I can do whatever I do. I need to mix it with my cards. I think the first that I tried that did this and is awesome. Fun fact: the 3 games that we talk about doing this a similar way. We had different ones as a highest rated.
That
right?
goes to show how different the tastes can be.
Yeah, but yeah, really cool. All the leaders are nice to play. One might be a little bit less fun, but it's so different. Which means whenever I play this game, which side of the map, which track are we playing at, and which lead am I playing? Am I playing the Mystic? Am I, removing fear cards, taking them out, and doing these secret rituals where then I get some awesome bonuses? Am I going out adventuring, having an extra worker? There's so many cool things about this game. Everyone I played it with almost really enjoyed it. The last time I played it with one of the boards from the Neo expansion, and the friend I played it with, he's like, I understand why this is your favorite game. I understand. Awesome game. He was kicking my ass, which is another thing, but yeah, and it's really cool. Yeah, Lost Ruins of Anak.
Sometimes you don't need change if you're already perfect.
Oh.
You said perfect? I say city.
You have a publisher crossover.
Yay!
What? Ah, yes.
City.
Yeah.
In my mind, I heard designer. I was like, what? Speaking of designer, guy's first game blew everybody away last year at
crazy.
Essen with the 4 different games. 3. Yeah, Thomas Hollick. He I don't know how long he spent making this. Anyway, we're talking about the game, not the guy. This is Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. It's a game about exploring space. You're not. It's not a sci-fi going out into space and meeting aliens. It's realistic, scientific. We're looking for signs of aliens. We're not finding little green men. It has a very, very beautiful board. It's round. That doesn't matter. It just looks cool. I think for me, the theme in this game just helps me explain all the actions. You launch, then the solar system rotates, and when you go to a planet, you can either land or orbit. If I'm already orbiting, then you can land for cheaper because, scientists are helping each other and we're sharing data, and there are these 3 different ways you can get the traces of the aliens. There's 3 different colors, and they primarily come from scanning the heavens, from visiting the planets, or from analyzing the data from wherever you got it from. And once those things happen enough, you flip one of the 2 aliens that is in the game. There is 5 in the box, and you use 2 of them in each game, so lots of combinations there. And then you flip it, and then that reveals some components that you put into the board, and some new scoring conditions, and some race conditions, and all of that stuff. When I bought this game, I thought these aliens would be more game-breaking, more like the Shackleton base, where they create a totally different game. In this one, I think they just enhance the base. The base is still what you're doing. You're still doing the same actions. You're still just flying around and doing stuff. And then whenever you get the bonuses, you put them out there, and they give you like 10-20% of your income, where most of the game is played the same. For me, that's very nice because that means I can still use my strategy and stuff. It has 1 million cards that are unique. Lots of people, when I say, it has unique cards, they say, I don't want to do that because I don't want to read new cards all the time. And I get that. I don't mind, but I do get the feeling. But I think in this game, they're all basically just better versions of your standard actions. You have exactly. seven standard actions, and then you can do them a little bit cheaper or in a different way. People hate the scanning action. I've played it a lot too. I think it's fine. I think the data is so strong that it works. I'm the only person in the world, but I'm happy that I like it. So, therefore, it's my number 1.
Amazing.
Woo, we made it. That was our top 50 games of all time. Some surprises, some anticipated, some new, some old. But yeah, that's how these lists work. How are you feeling, gentlemen? I'm tired.
Yeah, me too. It's close to midnight where we are right now while we're filming. Just so you know that. But feeling great. It's nice to hear about some good games. And now I'm excited to play some games. Not tonight, but
Are you sure?
I can
There's
play.
lots of good games behind
I
you.
can play.
there is a lot of good games.
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise for me was maybe Terraforming Mars was low for Nick.
Obviously.
I think
Ayub was pretty much the same as last year with some changes
A
in the
few
order
changes.
and Robo Rally entering for the first time.
Yeah.
What left? What was in? You can remember?
Endless Winter left.
Endless
It was
Winter.
number 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a few, of course, changes up and down.
Yeah.
And Ulrik, I don't remember last year. I still remember Seri being there last year, right? And Kingdom Legacy. June was also there.
to be honest, it was
and
definitely
Spirit
there.
Island was also there, I remember. But yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, for me, the top 10 is pretty set. This is definitely the way they should be. The lower down the list you go,
Yeah.
they can change faster. And also, like, sometimes you have two in a row where, like, how am I comparing these two, right?
Yeah.
In the very first video, the first 2 games I had was Timeline, small little quiz game, versus Recall. Like,
Which one do you like more?
Well, he did like Recall
Yeah, he
more,
do
but
like
still,
Recall.
but still.
but
Easy.
how are you even comparing that, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
And also had a lot of history.
for me that's weird
timeline.
because I think for different categories almost need different lists. But I did it.
Yeah, and of course we couldn't do this and enjoy this and be surprised if we made those pictures and videos
True.
ourselves. So big thanks to Jona, my beloved other half, who
Aw.
helped out and also did some of the designs and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Thank you.
Thank you very
And,
much,
Jona.
Jona.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Definitely the better half. Thank you for doing that for us. And now you've seen our games. Sorry, you want to say something?
Yeah, we guessed on something.
Oh, true. I have the results here. I think they're accurate. If not, you can call me out. Me and Ulrik, we guessed how many? 11?
11 between us, we
Yes.
both thought.
We had 13,
Ah,
according to my calculations.
that was a lot in this last video then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me and Ayub, how many did we guess between us?
12, 14.
We had 12
Oi.
between us. So good job. You know me too well.
Whew.
And what about you two?
Luck.
What did you
No.
guess between us? Between you?
17.
I had 15,
15. I was actually close.
Yeah.
You had 14
so
crossovers. So yeah, and that is among the top 50 games.
Yeah.
If you want to find out more, just go to the Patreon to see 51 to 100. It's a long episode. Brace yourself. Ending is great. Don't skip to it though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the ending is
That was fun.
Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure to let us know what is your favorite games of all time.
Please.
Make sure to leave down in the comments. We would love to get as many response for you as possible so we can compare our tastes. Let us know if you like the games we talked about or if you hate Kingdom Legacy or Lost Ruins of Arnak, just because why not? You can always find us here on YouTube for videos. We have our extra content on Patreon. You can find our podcasts on Spotify. You can find snapshots of our game nights on Instagram and news about everything we do on Blue Sky. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This was Nick,
This was Ayub.
this was Ulrik.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.